Do you ever feel like getting hired today is impossible? You just finished your UX UI design bootcamp. You're really happy because finally you finished your UX design portfolio as well. You start applying for jobs, but for some reason you keep getting rejected. You start to overthink what I could do wrong. Maybe my portfolio is not good enough. Maybe I'm not a good enough designer. The market is saturated. There is so big competition. I cannot code. Maybe I should learn coding. If any of this sounds familiar, you are not alone. When I finished my own UX UI design bootcamp, even though I was taught all of the methods which I was needing to become a designer, unfortunately I haven't been taught of how to get hired for companies. Job hunting in itself is a whole new skill. I didn't know how to write my case study copy, I didn't know how to create a portfolio, I didn't know how to optimize my LinkedIn account, I wasn't comfortable during interviews, I couldn't communicate clearly my design values. And I also got rejected many times. I needed about 8 months after finishing my bootcamp to land my first actual designer job. In that 8 months, I was keep refining my portfolio, keep refining my interviewing skills. After I had a few years of experience, I became much better at doing interviews, and also I became much better at UX UI design in general. And this led me to become a job hopper, which basically means that instead of staying at one company for multiple years, when you are getting a new job, you usually can negotiate a much better salary with like 30 or 40% salary increase instead of just like this yearly 10%. This way, in my best year, I could land multiple full-time jobs and freelance projects on top of another. So in this free group, I'm giving you everything which I learned in the past 5 years, which led me to be able to job hop, which led me to create a good, fulfilling and free life for myself. And in this group, I'm going to show you everything which you need to know of how to create a portfolio, how to apply for companies, and the best part about everything, that all of this is coming for free. So let me ask you this. If I was giving you a roadmap which you can follow for getting hired, for creating your portfolio, for saying the right things, for optimizing your LinkedIn account, would that be something which is interesting for you? And now you might be wondering, do I need to code? Do I need to have 3 years of experience? Do I already have to have a portfolio? Do I have to be proficient at Figma? And I totally understand your concerns. I also started from exactly the same position as you are right now. So let me break it down for you how it looks like. You don't need to know everything right now. That's why we have a tight community with video courses, lessons, exercises, step-by-step guides on what and how to do, to make sure that you are taking the right action at the right time in the right order. Once you optimize your portfolio and your LinkedIn account, you're going to see immediately much better results. Like Natalia, who I started working together a few months ago, she also just finished her bootcamp recently in 2024, but she was greatly struggling with creating her portfolio. She didn't know how to structure her case study. And even her best work, we turned them into like even better work, even better designs together. And at this point, she is doing her interviews. And it only took 30 days. Or look at Ilse, who just majored in computer science, but she was greatly struggling with creating nice looking UI designs. We did a 30-day UI design challenge. Here you can see the before and the after designs which she created. Or take a look at Jelena, who also finished a bootcamp recently in Germany, but she was struggling to create a good portfolio which was showcasing her value and her best works. Within just 2 weeks, we created her a full project with research, data analyzing, competitive analyzing, creating the wireframes and the sketches, and eventually the high-fidelity UI design. Within just 2 weeks, we had a full project which now she can include in her case study. I know how devastating the market looks like, but let me tell you, getting hired in UX UI design is possible. And how am I so sure about that? In our group, I consistently see people getting hired, getting interviews. If you join us, you can follow the step-by-step roadmap and video courses which I'm about to give you. You're going to have access for the video modules for free, for the resources, step-by-step guides and exercises which you can follow, and you can also see results in just 30 days. Imagine if you would land interviews on a weekly regular basis in 2025 and getting your dream job, your remote opportunities, a fulfilling and a creative work. Creating your portfolio should be like writing a book for your ideal readers. Imagine when you are walking into a bookstore and you are selecting a book which you want to buy. You're going to check the cover of the book. You're also going to check the summary behind the book, and probably you're going to check the table of contents at the beginning of the book, right? And based on these few metrics, you're going to decide if it's a book which you want to buy or not. This is exactly the same way how recruiters are also looking at your portfolio. They're only going to look at the titles, the images, and they're only going to spend about 1 to 2 minutes on one portfolio. That's why you have to show only your best work with the best hooking titles, with a really easy to read through scannable copy, which is going to get you invited for interviews. If you nail all of these crucial steps, you can make sure that you're going to get highlighted from all the other designers, because these things are not being done by other designers. If you approach portfolio creation with this lens, you're going to have a much easier time understanding how to structure your portfolio, so you're actually going to get invited for interviews. Many designers are going to get into this loophole where you're creating your portfolio, start applying for jobs, getting rejected, going back to your portfolio, start optimizing your LinkedIn, getting rejected again. Now you wasted a lot of job opportunities which you cannot apply again. Not only that, but if we are calculating that an average designer salary is between $3,000 to $6,000, we can calculate that if you are not getting hired for 3 months, you are literally wasting $9,000 to $18,000 in 3 months, which you could have earned if you would already been at a point where you can comfortably apply for jobs and getting to interviews and finally getting hired to one company and earning this amount of money. And when I say that a lot of designers are wasting their time, I'm working with people who hasn't been hired and still going around in this circle for 3 to 6 to 12 to even multiple years in this cycle. This is the negative cycle which I want you to avoid. Not even to mention the amount of anxiety while you are not being hired, the amount of headaches, the anxiousness. What if you could create your portfolio and getting hired without the guessing work? Would it be something which is interesting for you? In 2025, if you actually want to get hired for a company, having an outstanding portfolio is a must. If you join our free group, you're going to see results in only 30 days. Portfolio creation is not complicated. If you can just watch a few videos and follow the step-by-steps and resources which I'm about to give you. And at this point, you don't have to be the best designer ever in Figma, or you have to have the best UI designs ever. So this way you're going to have a portfolio which is grabbing recruiters' attention, but also showing your value as a designer. These are the things which are going to highlight you from all the other competition. Having a template and a roadmap which you can follow going to remove the biggest obstacle from finishing your portfolio. In fact, most of our group members just finished a bootcamp or a course just like yourself, and they are still landing interviews with the resources I'm about to give you for free. And now you might be asking, what if I'm not a good enough designer? What if I don't have much time? What if I don't find enough jobs to apply for? Don't worry, because I was designing this course in exactly the way how we would tackle all of these problems and issues, and I'm giving you all the answers and solutions. So what happens if you join the group right now? You're going to follow a simple step for creating your portfolio, learning to optimize your CV and LinkedIn, and eventually getting interviews and getting hired. But let's think about the worst scenario which could happen. You may be going to watch a couple of videos, you may be going to think that it's not for you, maybe it's not good enough, maybe it's not something which you were looking for, and then you're going to just quit and never think about it again. That's the worst case scenario, right? But what is the best case scenario? With some work, with a roadmap for you, with video guidance from me, and with my personal feedback, you're going to start seeing results in just 30 days. And if you actually put into work and do as I say to you, you're going to start landing interviews in 2 to 3 months. And maybe you are not someone who is taking design that seriously right now. It's also not a problem, because as I said, this group is free, and probably once you're going to take your design to the next level, you're going to already have the knowledge which is required for creating that portfolio, for becoming better designers, and you can get this blueprint anytime you want. The only thing which I can tell you for certain, 100%, if you're not taking action, you're not going to see any changes at all. All of these action steps and stuff which you were doing so far has led you here because you are looking for help. Here I am offering all the help, all the resources, all the actions which you need for actually getting results. I helped over 400 designers directly and about like 17,000 other designers on my Instagram page. I'm here to help you land your dream jobs in UX UI design. I'm 100% committed for helping people who are joining our group. And don't forget, if you're landing that UX UI design job of yours, your dream job, you're going to land a job which is going to pay you $46,000 to $90,000. But just imagine landing a job which is offering you work-life balance, flexibility in your work, remote job opportunities, and a creative job which you were dreaming about. So are you ready to take that next step? And if you are still worried about taking that leap, don't worry, because as I said, this group is free and going to stay free. You literally have nothing to lose. Join our design group today, and if you don't like it, you can just quit. I'm here to help you succeed, and I'm here to help you finding your dream job. So now on the right side of the screen, you can see a big yellow button that says Join Group. Click on that one, fill in the information, wait for the approval, and once you're going to get approved, then you can start the video course, join our free weekly Q&A calls. You're going to have a free call with me where I'm going to outline what you have to do exactly for getting hired.